What is the importance in spending in Call of Dragons? And if you choose to spend your hard earned cash that you get in real life on a mobile game, what should you spend it on? So, in this video, I'm going to kind of break down some of the options and what you should prioritize first and foremost. So, stick around, let's get it. Welcome back to CO Gaming, and today we are going to talk about what you should spend on in this Call of Dragons game if you choose to spend your real life cash and all the stuff you work for in your real life on a mobile game. So, to kind of start this off, we're just going to talk about the level of spending that you see in these type of games. So, you have your free to play people that spend very little to nothing. You know, free to play is a term. That's where you log on, you play, you get what you get, that being that. Those type of players have a bar that they can get to that takes a long time to truly progress and be a real competitive player. I do feel like in Call of Dragons, you do have a capability of being a full free to play player and to make real progress and be a competitive player in this game. But there is a limit. There's always a limit. There's always going to be a limit because most of these games are pay to win. So we start to talk about your mid spenders, your whales, and your krakens. You know, your krakens are those people that just throw mass amount of money at a game until they just have everything and a crazy amount of troops. So that's just kind of what a kraken is. You throw as much money as you can at it. You continue to throw money at it, and most krakens just never really stop. Like, it's a never ending thing. There's always going to be new stuff added to the game. So that's a kraken. A whale is not too much different. We throw as much money as we can at it to make sure we get the best things super fast, and that's just what we do. The mid spender kind of balances things. You know, buy the lower packs, or you don't necessarily, like for this game, you don't go all the way through and buy all $300 packs. You might buy your 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 the first time, and that'd be that. So, with all that being said, what should you prioritize in this game if you're going to be a mid spender, which is what this video is really about? How should you prioritize being a mid spender to stay competitive and maybe keeping up? So the ideal is the faster you get the T5s, the better off you are. With that being said, you can get the T5s as fast as you want, but if you leave things in behind like the artifacts, you're just still going to get killed over and over because yes, T5s are good, but it doesn't win the game for you. Artifacts are super huge in this game right now, so you should really take some of that money that you're putting into these T5s and put it into artifacts. You know, so let's just look at some of these packs right here. So first and foremost, you know, you have your City of Hope, which is going to be your building pack that you can buy that's going to give you those building speed ups, and it also gives you universal speed ups at the same time, which you're going to use for many other things. Then to kind of move on, you have your Path of Knowledge. This pack is for research. But when we talk about artifacts and your commanders and what you can do with those, you know, artifacts are crazy. So should you invest in getting the treasures of Tomorrow's? I feel like you should. I feel like you should be buying, if you're a mid spender, and let's say you buy, you know, 2 of these each day up to the $100 pack, or 2 of these up to the $50 pack each day. You should probably buy the Treasures of Tomorrow's and then do whichever one of the building or research you're focusing on at that moment and buy those up to the 50. That's going to give you your speed ups for your buildings. It's going to give you universal speed ups, and it's also going to give you artifact keys, so you're steadily buying artifacts every day. And you know, you might get lucky. All it takes is some good RNG, and boom, there's like 3 golds in a couple of days from, you know, the 10, 15, 20 keys you're going to open every day from doing this. So as a mid spender, you really want to be putting your money into the things that's going to overall benefit your account. So what should you prioritize? Of course, I think everybody in this game should prioritize getting the T4 troops. If you're going to be a mid spender, that is the priority, because T4s are definitely going to be needed in PvE and PvP in this game. So prioritize that. Do your research, buy whatever packs you're going to buy, but don't, just go ham and buy nothing but speed ups, because you're going to get behind in everything else, and you can have T4s, you can have T5s, and you're still going to lose if people have invested in artifacts. So investing in those artifacts is going to be priority number one that I would put on this list. Getting the T4 troops is going to be priority 2 as a mid spender. Put some time into that, which requires you to make sure you put time into your research, because it's ultimately how you get there. But at the same time, you have to make sure you prioritize your building production as well, as far as you're gathering. So here's the order of the spending guide that I would say that I would go off of if I restarted my account right now and went to a new server. I would get to the point that I needed to be and no further to get to T4 troops as a mid spender. Then I would get T4 troops. So spending those packs, get T4 troops. And I would buy as many times as possible the Heroes of Tomorrow's pack to open up as many artifact keys as I possibly could to match my budget that I've set myself in this game, and at least make sure I'm up to speed, or it can be as competitive as possible when it comes to artifacts in this game. I feel like it has to be probably the most important thing, at least in Season 1. We don't know where this game's going after Season 1 or what Season 2 is going to entail for us, but what I can tell you is there is a 5th and 6th star coming that's probably going to require you to use legendaries to get those 5th and 6th stars, so you're going to need as much stocked up as possible, and buying those packs every day is going to be big. It's going to be huge. It's going to be important. It's just what it is. So don't avoid and think having T5s is your end game. Yes, it's part of the end game, but you can have T5s. You're still not going to be relevant if you don't have the right artifacts to go with these commanders. Same can be said for opening keys and having your talents and skills on your commanders. If you're 5-1-1-1 on every commander you have, T5s aren't going to beat everybody. You're still going to lose. We see it in our season, and we're seeing it in other seasons as we're watching other people play. So prioritize your research, your Heroes of Tomorrow's, your buildings, get T4s, and then go from there. Pick something, roll with it. And, of course, once you got your T4s, T5s is the next thing. But don't go full ham trying to get T5s and leave your artifacts behind, because ultimately, if you're a mid spender, you're not going to be able to get to T5s in Season 1, not even close. So why not take that mid spending money and put it into artifacts and be a solid, really good T4 player that will benefit your group more than bum rushing or trying to get to T5s and ultimately setting yourself back. So that's kind of the spending guide on the importance of what I think your mid spenders should really focus on. Get T4s, pay attention to your artifacts, do your buildings, don't go any further until all of that is done. Ultimately, that's going to make you the most competitive that you can possibly be as a mid spender in this Call of Dragons game. That's just that. So if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button if you enjoy the content. If it's something you want to do, smash that like button, join the community. The Discord link is in the description. Until next time, CO out.